Hi, and welcome to the Caucus for Women in Statistics 50th Anniversary Past President Interview Series. Today, we are interviewing our 2016 President, Jiayang Sun. She will be interviewed by Brittany Green, who is a member of our 50th Anniversary Committee. Brittany is an assistant professor in the Department of Information Systems, Analytics, and Operations at the University of Louisville.
Welcome, Jiayang, to our speaker series for past CWS presidents. So can we start with just having you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Jessica, for bringing us together. I am Jiayang Sun, currently professor, Blanc-Duan Eminent Scholar, and chair of Department of Statistics at George Mason University.
Nice. Thank you so much for being here. So how did you end up becoming a statistician?
My bachelor degree was in mathematics. My professor in probability encouraged me to apply for the best program in China at that time for mathematics, but he was probability professor, so I applied for statistics and probability graduate program. I was lucky to get into it, and then later also fortunate to get into the statistics PhD program at Stanford University. So that was my early days of being a statistician.
Got it. Thank you. That's impressive. So how did you become involved in CWS?
It was by chance or by bravery, in which you will see quickly. I learned the first Women in Statistics conference, now called WSDS, Women in Statistics and Data Science, way back in 2014. I wanted to be part of it. So to justify my participation, I volunteered to lead one of the lunch discussions. And at the lunch, after I finished my discussion, and Nancy Flournoy, 2014's president for the caucus, asked me, Jiayang, you are the next president of the caucus. I said, what? Wow, no, I'm not sure. I have a research center to run, I'm too busy. So she said, well, think about it. So I thought about it. Then at the banquet, a conference banquet, there was inspirational speech by Sally Martin. After that, I said, yes, put me on the election ballot. So rest was history. So it was a coincidence that I went to the first WSDS, and also my bravery that I put myself in the spotlight for the lunch discussion.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you for your time and everything that you've put into CWS. So when you were CWS president, what was your favorite memory of the CWS?
My favorite memory of CWS were those ladies. And it was a blast to work with those wonderful ladies, people I remember, such as Jessica Kushmet, and the person here with us. She was secretary then, but now she has a lot of titles, deputy director, executive director, and a lot of titles. Nancy Flournoy, 2014 president, Elizabeth Margauche, and she was a 1998 president, and of course, Paula Robertson, the president right before me, 2015, Jihan Lee, 2017, she was the president-elect. Donna Lalande, ASA representative. Also Linda Zhao, IMS representative. And many of my friends, and at that time, I tried to get them join CWS as well. So those were a good time.
Nice. And when you were a CWS president, what was the most pressing issue for the CWS?
It was modernization. It desperately needed a communication channel. At that time, there was kind of an ad hoc web page and free web page by WordPress. And I also really need a good membership database. At that time, we were losing membership, and we needed access membership, but it would take a very long time in order to get to it, even for electing the officers. We also needed an online financial system. And at that time, and everyone was telling me, when you get it, we need to be able to pay by credit cards. And we need a professional home or platform, and which we can exercise our responsibilities to check what's the caucus constitution and bylaws, which will guide us, each officers, what to do. And we really also need to reach out, and we need to reach to a broader audience, including young members and a diversified population. Of course, it's modern time, we need a social media presence.
Yeah, thank you for setting all that up. It's really amazing. So what challenges do you think female statisticians face today?
It will be life and work balance, equity and equality, implicit bias, identity, and imposter syndrome. You may wonder what identity. Yes, a lot of us are facing challenges, so we would like to have a community, we'd like to have support. And also, on the another side, we do not want to be saying that our success were because we were a woman. And indeed, a lot of us had to work a lot harder to get to where we are. So that's an identity issue, and we all face.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. So what do you think the statistics discipline will be like 50 years from now?
50 years are very long. I think it will be a more mature field with an increased use of computing and the real data, not like early times, the data we use in like our classroom will be tiny little data set. And perhaps also at that time, there will be newer branches coming out of the current fields. And as to how statistics, computer science, economics departments branched out from mathematics from early time. Or we will have a new hybrid, and now people even talking about machine learning as a hybrid. It's a hybrid of statistics and computer science, by informatics out of biology and computer science. So you have department with the names of by informatics. And I'm not going to be surprised you're going to have a department called machine learning at some point pretty soon. So 50 years from now, there could be new hybrids as well.
Yeah, interesting. So what challenges do you think female statisticians will face 50 years from now?
You like 50 years, 50 years. I think it will be a new version of life and work balance. Or at that time, we don't just call life and work balance, we call happiness and wealth. I hope there will be more equilibrium, and there will be less housework load. And as automation becomes routine, and also there will be change in people's view on traditional gender role and women should be doing, what men should be doing. And also implicit bias will be less as society advances.
Got it. So switching gears a bit, can you tell us more about your inaugural fellowship?
Oh, okay. It was a fellowship supported by 6 major societies, 2 each in mathematics, statistics, and computer science. It was called a Science and Technology Policy Fellowship, and with co-sponsorship by AAAS. So the goal was to gain experience with federal agencies, build new networks with unique research opportunities relevant to national issues, and promote proper use of statistics for evidence-based research and decision-making. We frequently hear from television, today coffee is bad, the next day coffee is wonderful. So what data are we based on? And what evidence we are using? And also try to contribute to making a better society. And so that was the purpose. And of course, we had a lot of perks for being a fellow. And there were great resources from AAAS, which we can benefit from and learn from each other. So there were people from White House and Congress and top talk show hosts come over, and we learned how to write congressional letters, how to carry on difficult conversation. And also, if you really want to advance your ideas, when you try to reach to those people when they don't want to listen, what can you do? So there were a lot of learning experience and also great opportunities to do things which you normally don't do or don't get that close to. And one of those was experience, I would say, it was very interesting. We would have outings over the weekend. One of those was to Smithsonian Museum of Natural History. And this one was led by a doctor and quite well known called Daniel Lucy. And he was the one who put this expression called outbreak. And so a lot of things he put up there, he chose the full viruses and talked about the history and the impact of the globe. So in the middle of it, and there was a sign, and he showed, I had that picture, and the title says, where in the world are outbreaks occurring? And the subtitle was saying, what's next is already here. We just haven't recognized yet. No. So that outing was on October 13th, 2019, before we knew COVID was happening. But that expression he was pointing to and saying, where in the world are outbreaks occurring? That particular statement, he wrote it in 2016.
Wow.
So scientists knew those are happening, are coming, and we should have been better prepared. But unfortunately, US was only recognizing it. We pivoted online in March 2020. We could have done better.
Yeah, that is absolutely fascinating. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
That really
sharing.
shows the interaction we need between the science and the policy. Sorry to cut
Absolutely. It. No, I think that's very important. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Could you also tell us more about your transition from CASE to GMU?
Oh, okay. That's a tough question. And because CASE is private institute and the GMU is public and also the largest public university in North Virginia. And every faculty in the university is called as state employee. So we need to follow the state rules and the policies. And at the same time, and we're in national capital area, there are a lot of opportunities. And Amazon headquarters 2, HP2 is coming. And the university is up and going. It's our research university ranked top in upcoming universities. And also in tech corridor of Amazon, Microsoft, Azure, there are a lot of opportunities. So we are also hiring. And also we have the program called TTIP, Tech Talent Investment Program. And so we wrote proposal, one of those were funded, which would also allow us to hire additional faculty.
Wow.
And so we are expecting the growth and under the new policies and the rules.
That's really exciting. Wow, yeah. So let's continue this dialogue further. Can you describe CWS in 2 words and any other advice that you'd like to share?
2 words are community and support. It is a wonderful place you may be able to call home, where you can grow personally and professionally out of your immediate institution, where you can make new friends, which could be your lifelong friends, which I certainly made a lot of friends. And when we developed that web page currently called cwstat.org, and I vividly remember who were on the ad hoc web committee, and those are wonderful people. And also we had support from a webmaster, which we hired from IMS, and Leila Hakim. And she was wonderful. She has both technical skills and a professional experience, really helped us. And dedicated ladies, and Jessica was there. Inina Rantu, newsletter writer, she was also on the ad hoc committee. So it was a community, and we supported each other and made it happen, made it that new webpage happen, and which become a platform for a CWS. So in summary, community support, when you're together, you can make things happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for sharing. Also, do you have any advice for how to grow personally and professionally?
Okay, sure. I talked about this in one of the talks on behalf of CWS at one of the joint statistic meetings. I think for maintenance, know yourself, develop both hard and soft skills, develop both professionally and personally, network and have a community of models, mentors, and friends. When we talked about know yourself, know your own strengths and weakness, and thrive on your strengths and overcome your weakness. And when you develop your skills, we are in the society, we need not only technical skills, but also soft skills, communication, and personal skills. That's incredibly important. And for creativity, or for fun, or for survival, or for leadership, all of this, you could say whatever is the purpose you want. We really need to update with new knowledge and skills. Society is changing, and it's always fun to be curious, to learn something new. And also step out of your comfort zone sometime. How I become the president of caucus, I think I just come out of my comfort zone for one moment. That's how it happens. And I think everyone should be master of your own life. And you're the one who can control your emotion, effort, and determination. It's yourself. If you put yourself outside, things will happen. If you don't, nothing will happen. And I also be grateful. Look back my life at every stage, I can think about someone I can be grateful for. And I feel I'm blessed. And so as we go out as a young person, it doesn't have to be a young person, anyone is young, and be kind. And in the society, we really, really need to be kind. And I just heard this morning, there was a massacre in Atlanta last night. That's completely uncalled for.
Absolutely.
And everyone need to learn and try to impact. Do not stop learning and impact and make it a better society.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very enlightening. Thank you so much for sharing. Especially to me as a new assistant professor, I just really appreciate your advice, and thank you for all of your service for CWS. We really appreciate it. So that's all I have. today. Thank you again so much for joining us, Jiayang, and I will talk to you later.
Thank you, Brittany. And thank you, Jessica, on the background.
Thank you.